Hey, what's up there, YouTube? It's Greg, coming back at you again. Another in the car shot. The topic I wanted to talk about today mainly has to do with this last week and my vegan diet that I've been doing now for a week. This today being Sunday has now been an official week of eating vegan for me. And I will say I made one mistake this whole week. I've been really good about not eating any animal products and avoiding those kinds of situations where I might want to eat something like that. And the mistake that I made this week happened because in my usual, nightly activity or nightly trip to Costco to get steps in, I happen to have my kids with me, and I was doing really good about not eating any of the samples that had cheese or meat and things like that. And we stopped at a sample lady to get a sample of a bean burrito. So one of my kids takes a bite and says, "Oh, it's too hot," and gives it to me, and I just, without even thinking about it, go take the bite. As I'm chewing it up and swallowing it, I realize, holy cow, this thing wasn't a bean burrito, it was a bean and beef burrito, and it had cheese. And it's so funny because, here I am, I'm only 3 or 4 days into it, I don't remember how long it had been, but I was kicking myself. Just going, what the heck? You've been doing so well, and you just didn't even think about it. But I kicked myself for, maybe half an hour as we finished walking around the store, and I thought about it, and I was just it's not that big a deal, but at the same time, it's one of those things that just it's a big deal because I'm making this change, and just like all the other changes that I've made in my life, when I want to do something, I try to focus intently on achieving my goal. And my goal right now is to stick to this vegan diet to see what my health situation is as far as energy and ultimately I'd like to cut my last 5 pounds, and I'm hoping that this helps me achieve that. But I hate that I stubbed my toe in my walk down this vegan path. And I still haven't made a decision as to how long I'll go with the vegan diet. I mean, it may be that I get my 5 pounds cut, and I decide at that point, I'm gonna switch it back to just eating maybe meat sparingly. But I will say this: in just a week's time of eating like this, I feel better. I don't know the best way to put it. I just feel like I have more energy. I feel like the foods that I eat fulfill me more, if that makes sense. I don't know. I feel better. And maybe it's a placebo, maybe it's a real, change in my body's chemistry. I don't know. But I feel better. The foods that I've been eating at work, super simple, and one of the benefits of the way that I eat, I can eat the same thing over and over and over and over and over and not really get sick and tired of it, which is a good thing for me. I know not everyone can do that. Some people, they eat the same thing twice in 1 week and they get sick of it. For me, I can do it day after day. So I bought a little rice cooker. I took the rice cooker to work. I make myself 1 cup of rice, which makes 2 cups cooked. So 2 cups of rice, we'll just say 2 cups of rice cooked. I take a can of pinto beans and a can of some kind of vegetable, and I mix everything into the rice cooker, turn the thing on, and come back half an hour later and it's done and it's cooked. Now for seasoning, I just throw in some cumin, cayenne, sriracha, stuff like that. That kind of changes up the daily flavor as far as seasonings go. But I've been eating that now every day at work for a week and don't feel like I need to switch it up next week, but it is what it is. And I love that my meals are still super cheap, because before I was eating a Costco hot dog every day. And my Costco hot dog is $1.62 after tax. And this meal basically is right about the same price. It's like 80 cents for each can of vegetable and beans, and the rice, is probably 10 or 20 cents. So it might be even slightly more, whatever. But I still feel good. My dinners at night are a little bit trickier because I'm still cooking what my family likes, or at least trying to cook what my family likes. I've been trying to give my wife some health advice, and if anybody out there has ever told their wives what to do, you know exactly the struggle I'm dealing with. She's had some medical stuff come up recently that I think is diet related, but we're still dealing with the doctors to figure it out. But trying to get my wife to eat as low a fat diet as we can get for right now, trying to get as much nutrition and stuff into her, because she doesn't like vegetables, so she's not going to eat vegetables. She's been doing smoothies really well, and smoothies are something that hopefully she can stick with and get the enjoyment out of those, and eat them as often as she wants. And I try to make them as healthy as I can, so that she's at least getting the benefit of a good tasting, high nutrition food. The other people that I cook for, my 3 little kids, I'm not trying to force them to be vegans or anything like that, or go down the same path as me right now, because they're not in any need as far as health situations go. They're not trying to cut weight. They're all still pretty thin little kids. Anyway, so I will say there's something to the vegan diet as far as how I feel. I feel really good. A side effect of this is, and this is going to get verging on the gross side, bowel movements and gas. Man, I was not prepared for the types of bowel movements and the types of gas that I experience now. So, again, eating a lot of beans and salad kind of fixings, things like that, it's going to up the amount of fiber coming into your diet, so it's going to up the amount of natural occurrences, if you get my drift. Anyway, that's just the update for this weekend. I'll give you guys more updates as the time goes on. So take care, everybody, and I'll catch you next time.